Have you ever wondered what infinity really means? We say things like infinite possibilities or infinite universe, but what is infinity really? Is it a number? Is it something we can reach? Or is it just a strange idea that lives only in our minds? Let's explore it through one of the most fascinating thought experiments ever imagined, Hilbert's Hotel. Imagine a hotel that never ends. It has an infinite number of rooms, numbered 1, 2, 3, and so on, forever. Now picture that every room is full. Every guest has a room from room 1 all the way to infinity. You might think, well, if it's full, no more guests can check in.
But not in this hotel.
Because in Hilbert's Hotel, infinity never runs out of space.
One night, a new traveler shows up and asks for a room. The manager says, "Of course, we have room for you."
But wait, you might ask, every room is already taken. Here's the trick. The manager asks every guest to move one room over. The guest in room 1 moves to room 2, room 2 moves to room 3, and so on. Since there's no last room, everyone can move. And just like that, room 1 becomes empty, ready for the new guest. The hotel was full, yet it still had room for one more. The next morning, a bus arrives, but not an ordinary bus. It's carrying infinite new guests. You might think, now there's no way that many people can fit. But the manager smiles again. He asks each guest in the hotel to move from room N to room 2N. The person in room 1 moves to room 2, room 2 moves to room 4, room 3 to room 6, and so on. Now all the odd-numbered rooms, 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on, are free. And there are infinitely many of those too. So the hotel can fit an infinite number of new guests, even though it was already full. Mind blown? That's infinity. This strange story was imagined by the German mathematician David Hilbert in the early 20th century. He used it to show that infinity doesn't behave like ordinary numbers. When you add to it, it doesn't grow. When you subtract from it, it doesn't shrink. Infinity stays infinity. In math, infinity isn't really a number. It's an idea that describes something that has no end. You can think of it like this. If you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll never reach the end. No matter how high you go, there's always another number waiting. That endlessness is infinity. Here's where things get even stranger. In the late 1800s, another mathematician, Georg Cantor, discovered that some infinities are bigger than others. For example, there are infinitely many whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. But there are even more real numbers, like all the decimals between 0 and 1. That means there are different sizes of infinity, something our everyday logic can barely grasp. Cantor's discovery changed mathematics forever, and even today it shapes how scientists think about the universe, space, and time. Infinity isn't just a mathematical trick. It shows up in physics and cosmology too. When we talk about the size of the universe, we still don't know if it's truly infinite or just unimaginably large. When we talk about black holes, we say the density at their centers might reach infinity, though that probably means our math breaks down there. Infinity reminds us that there are limits to what we can measure and understand. So next time you look up at the stars, think of Hilbert's Hotel, a place that's always full but never runs out of space. Infinity isn't a number we can reach. It's a window into how vast and mysterious existence truly is. And maybe infinity isn't something out there at all, but something that lives inside our imagination, forever reaching beyond the limits of what we can count, see, or even dream.